So we were discussing about the certain experiments on digestion. And first experiment, let us discuss about the action of saliva on starch. Saliva, I have taught, it is released by our salivary gland. And what is the action of saliva on starch? We have discussed that saliva contains salivary amylase or ptyalin, and it changes the starch into a type of sugar, that is maltose sugar, and maltose, by the help of enzyme maltase, is changed to glucose. The theory part we have discussed. Here the practical part of that we are going to discuss. Now make a suspension. In chemistry you must have read about different type of solution: true solution, aqueous solution, colloidal solution, suspension. So here we have to prepare a suspension. How will you prepare a suspension? Take 1 gram of starch plus 100 ml of water. Where to get starch? While you throw the water from the boiled rice, that is starch, or you can buy Revive, that is also a starch. Stored food in the plant is the starch, and stored food in animal is glycogen. Glucose is prepared by photosynthesis and stored in the form of starch. So take 1 gram of starch and 100 ml of water, heat in a beaker. Now after heating, this is your beaker and you have heated it. After heating, take 3 test tubes. Name the test tube as A, B and C, and put this suspension in 3 of the test tube. In last test tube, a little bit is required, not more. And in A, this test tube A, do a starch test. Dear children, we will discuss in detail about the starch test by iodine solution. You will get result that this starch is present. Starch is present because this, when you will put iodine solution, the starch, the solution, the suspension will turn into blue black. Very clear? It will turn blue black. Now, second, check sugar, because that starch, by the help of salivary amylase or saliva, is changed into sugar maltose. We have taken starch and plus 100 ml of water and send it for sugar test in laboratory, sugar test, as it is done in the case of diabetes after taking blood. What you will find? Positive result. Means sugar is present. It means this starch is turned into sugar. Third, suspension. Third, a little bit suspension you have taken in the test tube and added saliva from your mouth. How more amount of saliva is increased in our mouth? While we do practical, we give rubber band or wax to the children to chew it. If you will put a rubber band or wax in your mouth and chew, more amount of saliva is formed in our mouth, and that saliva is poured in the test tube, and this test tube contains suspension. Now you have poured saliva in this test tube. Hold it for 15 minutes in your hand. Our body temperature is about 37.6 degrees or 38 degrees. Hold it for 15 minutes. What you will see? You will see that this starch is changed into sugar, and here also in C also positive sugar result. Means sugar is formed in this B and C. You haven't put sugar, but the starch which was present, which was changed into sugar. Here it changed, and here by the help of saliva it changed to. Clearly understood or not? We will discuss how sugar test is done in laboratory. In the next part we will discuss. Now this action of saliva on a starch is clear. We can prove it in laboratory that by the help of saliva starch is changed into a sugar. Very clear? And now next experiment let us discuss. And that experiment is action of pepsin on the protein. We have discussed that our stomach contains gastric gland. Gastric gland releases gastric juice. Gastric juice contains hydrochloric acid, mucus, and pepsin. And pepsin helps to digest protein. And first pepsinogen, then pepsin, and then protein is digested to peptide and amino acid. Let us see it practically. From where we will get protein? Where we will get that? Because pepsin breaks protein into peptides and amino acid. How we can get protein? Protein is present in milk, paneer, and different food items. Let us take egg. Our second experiment is experiment to prove or action of pepsin on white egg. Action of pepsin on egg white. Now let me discuss. You must have eaten egg. I am not talking to boil egg and eat. I am talking about the raw egg. Just break it. If you will break the egg, some fluid part is present inside the egg, and in fluid part, a white and yellow, two things are there. Yellow colored part of the egg is called as yolk, and white colored part of the egg is called albumin. Try to understand. If you will break the egg, white and yellow both part will come. Don't make it omelette. Here we are going to do experiment. Leave it. This part you can eat, can make cook omelette. But here we need white part, and white part is the albumin. Very clear? Take white part of the egg, and that is albumin. This white part take in a beaker. White part of egg, and put white part of the egg in a beaker, and your beaker will contain 500 ml of water plus 500 ml water. Understood? And after putting 500 ml of water, stir it. Again, this white part mixed in water, in 500 ml, half liter water, and stir it. Don't drink, neither do anything. Okay, then what you will do? Boil it. Boil. Water and white part of the egg, boil it. What will happen? It will turn into a cloudy solution. It will turn cloudy, means not clear, cloudy, and called as suspension. That cloudy solution is called as suspension. Now, take 4 test tubes. Take 4 test tubes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Take 4 test tubes. Name it A, B, this is C, and this is D. Take 4 test tubes. Okay, and put this suspension in all the 4. Okay. Whatever you have boiled, that part from the beaker, put it inside the test tube. A little bit. Okay, say 3 ml. In each, put 3 milliliter of suspension in the 4 test tube named as A, B, C, and D. Now, let us do something. Add 1% solution. 1% solution of what? Pepsin plus hydrochloric acid. Add 1% solution of pepsin and hydrochloric. Take in A. Where is A? Here. What you will do? Add only pepsin, suspension, plus what I have told. In A, suspension means this part you have taken 3 ml, 3 milliliter you have taken, and add pepsin. Leave it for some time. In A, added pepsin. In B, second thing, only hydrochloric acid plus HCl. In A, added pepsin. In B, added hydrochloric acid. In C and D, what you will add? Let us see. In C, add pepsin plus hydrochloric acid. Here, add pepsin plus hydrochloric acid. Now, in D, what you will add? Only hydrochloric acid you have added. Pepsin plus hydrochloric acid. Pepsin, in D, acid. This hydrochloric acid and boiled pepsin. Here, acid plus boiled pepsin. Now, see the result. In 4 of the test tube, you have put the suspension, 3 ml of suspension. In A, you added pepsin. In B, added hydrochloric acid. In C, added pepsin plus hydrochloric acid. And in D, added HCl plus boiled pepsin. Pepsin separately you have boiled and mixed it hydrochloric acid and added. Now, what I have taught, that pepsin digests the protein. Pepsin digests the protein. Where we have added pepsin? Here. It will be not digested. Protein will be not digested. What you will see in C, this cloudy suspension will change into clear solution. C change to clear solution. Only C will change to clear solution. Very clear or not? Once more try to understand. Take a 4 test tube and in A kept put pepsin, in B hydrochloric acid, C. Pepsin plus hydrochloric acid. D. Pepsin plus boiled pepsin plus hydrochloric acid. Now you can boil all the four. First, do one thing. In a large beaker, this A, B, C, D, after keep it boiling, and then only see the result. What result you are getting? What you will get? That C will change to clear solution. C here it will change to clear solution. Why it will change to clear solution? Protein is there, means white part of the egg is there, which is albumin, a type of protein. Pepsin you have added plus hydrochloric acid you have added. It will be digested. Protein will be digested. It will change into clear solution. What does it show? That pepsin in the presence of hydrochloric acid. That part is important. If the medium is acidic, then only pepsin will work and pepsin will digest the protein. That I want to say, that pepsin works only in the acidic medium and will digest the protein. Here the solution will remain cloudy because only pepsin is there but no hydrochloric acid. Our stomach produces hydrochloric acid also and makes the food acidic. Here only hydrochloric acid is there but pepsin is not there, so there will be no digestion of the protein albumin. Indeed, hydrochloric acid is there, pepsin is also there, but pepsin is boiled, and pepsin after boiling it will not work only under optimum temperature, and in boiling optimum temperature is crossed, so it is destroyed, it will not digest protein. But here pepsin is there and hydrochloric acid is there. The protein albumin, white part of the egg, will be digested and the solution will become clear, and this proves that pepsin digests the protein. Next test, let us discuss what is that effect of acidity and alkalinity on enzyme reaction. Let us discuss effect of acidity and alkalinity on enzyme reaction. Dear children, these things are very important. If possible, I will try to show in the laboratory, but here only theory part is I am discussing. See here, second thing which we have to discuss, that is effect of acidity and alkalinity. Effect of acidity and alkalinity. Effect of acidity and alkalinity. Effect of acidity and alkalinity on enzyme reaction. On an enzyme reaction. Means enzyme, you are knowing biocatalyst. What is the effect of acidity and alkalinity? Acidity you are knowing, alkalinity also you are knowing. Listen. Egg white, take one more test tube, and in this test tube, that egg white one means suspension, egg white, that was albumin, and albumin is a protein, egg white one, and name it ABCD, we have finished, name it this test tube as E, and from that beaker, don't use all the whatever you have boiled egg white plus 500 ml of water you have boiled. Don't use in 4 test tube. Keep it for 5th test tube also, and the 5th test tube is E. Put some amount of suspension in test tube E. Okay, we are going to see acidity and alkalinity on an enzyme reaction. Very clear on that. Now, add here pepsin. Pepsin digests the protein. Add a little bit pepsin, and then we have to add acid and base. Here, let us discuss. Let us add sodium bicarbonate. It is a base. Sodium bicarbonate formula knowing na, NaHCO3 or sodium hydrogen carbonate. Sodium bicarbonate, it is a base, and bases which are soluble in water are known as alkali. So, egg white you have taken and added pepsin plus sodium bicarbonate. Now, heat it up to 35 degrees Celsius. Don't cross the limit 35 degrees because the enzyme will not work. So heat up to 35 degrees Celsius. And see the result. What will be the result? No change. What does it prove? That pepsin or an enzyme do not work in alkali medium. If the medium is alkali, it will not work. Very clear. Now, this part is clear. And if acidic is the medium, acid is there, say HCl, hydrochloric acid, what will happen? If you will add pepsin, the solution will become clear. It means it digests the protein, their protein. Now, this was about the test of this action of or effect of acidity and alkalinity on an enzyme. Dear children, we have discussed about the starch test. We discussed about the sugar test. We discussed about the protein test, that pepsin digests the protein. Now, how sugar is tested? That part. Nowadays, one kit is available. If you will prick a needle and one strip is there, if you will put, the sugar level will show. But that is electronic, that is digital. We are going to check. We are going to discuss how diabetic patients' sugar are tested in the laboratory and learn it. If you will learn it in a science project, you can show presence of sugar. Some of your teachers may be diabetic patient, and that result you can show here. So first thing, test for starch. Test for starch. First one, test for glucose. Glucose means a type of sugar, simple sugar. Take a starch powder. Now take a test tube in which naturally solution we have to make. Take water and plus glucose. You can take Glucon-D, Glucon-C. In market, glucose is available, and boil it. Water plus glucose. boil this solution for some time so that it can mix properly. Now cool it. After boiling, let the solution to cool. After cooling, one chemical is required. Okay. Instead of glucose, first let us discuss about the starch test. Then we will come to glucose test. Oh. Once more let me discuss because some confusion arises. First, test for starch. Take a starch powder. Starch powder. Or refined or the rice water you can take. And plus water. Starch powder plus water you have taken. Boil it, and after boiling, boil and cool. Let it to cool it. Okay. First, take a starch powder and water, boil this solution and cool it. After that, what you will do? Take an iodine solution. Iodine solution. Now again you will say where we will get iodine solution. It is available in the laboratory. If not available, we can make iodine solution. Take 1 gram of iodine. Iodine salt, in salt also iodine is present, and 1 gram of potassium iodide. 1 gram iodine plus 1 gram of potassium iodide, and 100 ml distilled water, not tap water, general water, distilled water. 100 ml of distilled water, and mix it. The solution will become iodine solution. So iodine solution. Now, when it is cool, put iodine solution, few drops of iodine solution in this. After cooling, put iodine solution. This only what you have prepared. Put iodine solution. What you will see? The color will change to blue black. The color will change to blue black. What does it prove? It proves the presence of starch. If starch is present, then only the color, if you will put iodine solution, the color will change to blue black. So it was about the starch test. Starch test by iodine solution, how iodine solution is made, and what is the result? The starch, if there is a starch, it will change to blue black in color. Second experiment, let us discuss about the glucose test, that is the sugar test. Let us discuss about the starch, after starch test, let us discuss about the glucose test. See here, take a test tube. Okay, take a test tube and put glucose in the test tube and some Fehling solution. One chemical is there and the name of the chemical in laboratory, that solution is, that is Fehling solution. It is available in our chemistry lab also. Take Fehling solution and heat it. Don't let it to boil. Don't boil. just heat. How we will come to know that it became hot and not boiling? Bubbles can be seen by observing bubbles. If bubbles are formed, it means it became hot. Don't allow to boil, and be careful while doing such type of experiment. Okay. Now, what we will see? The color. See the color. Color will change from deep brick red with a precipitate formation. The color will change to brick red and precipitate will be formed. The color is changed and precipitate, red color, brick red color, solution became and precipitate is formed. It means that sugar is present, and this way only the sugar test is done in the laboratory. Okay. Originally the color was blue-green. The color was blue-green. The solution color was, failing solution color was blue-green, and it changed to deep brick red. Deep brick red, and precipitate was also formed. In short, I am writing precipitate was formed, and it confirms the presence of sugar. So this way only in laboratory the sugar is tested. If blood is taken and failing solution is added, tilted, you will heat after tilted, and the color will change blue-green to deep brick red, and precipitate is formed. It means the man is suffering from diabetes, means sugar is present, means glucose is present. Very clear or not? Very clear. Now, next experiment which we have to discuss, and that experiment, this experiment is presence of sugar in grape, sweet grape. That will also same result will come, the color will change, or when the food item in which sugar is present, same result will come. Next part, let us discuss, and the next part is test of protein. Last part I think. Oh, test of protein and test for fat and oil. Fat and oil let me discuss first. Very easy. The food item contain fat and oil. Take a page. Suppose you want to check that whether butter contain fat or not. Take butter, keep it on a piece of paper, fold it, remove it, and against the light just see it. Mark of oil or fat you will see. If mark is formed, it means presence of fat. Same thing, certain food item contain fat and oil, cashew nut or almond or groundnut. Take groundnut, keep it in a paper, fold it, crush it, remove it, and against the light see it on paper. A mark will be there which shows the presence of oil, and that is the test for presence of fat and oil in food item. But that is easy test. We have to discuss presence of protein. Egg protein is present, paneer protein is present. Taste of protein in food item. So last test, let us discuss taste of protein. How protein is tested, whether it is present in food item or not. Dear children, same thing. do this experiment with that white part of the egg, albumin. Take albumin, white part of egg in a test tube. That is a protein and that is albumin. Hard boil it. Hard boil. Boil for some time. Hard boil it. Okay. It will a little bit solidify. Hard boil it and put few drops of what? Put few drops of nitric acid, HNO3 acid. So be careful. Put few drops of dilute hydrogen nitric acid. Dilute nitric acid. Just cover it. Suppose this is boiled egg, cover by nitric acid. Put nitric acid over that and heat it. After heating, what you will do? Rinse the acid. Just tap the test tube and acid part out. Rinse in your washing machine. Rinse button is there, means water is removed. Here we have to rinse the acid. Only the hard boiled part of the egg is left. Now add ammonium hydroxide. This part is important. After this, add ammonium hydroxide. Add ammonium hydroxide. Very clear. Add ammonium hydroxide. As you will add ammonium hydroxide, there will be a change in color, and that part is important, which will prove the presence of protein. Originally, what was the color? Originally, the color was white. And where we will put few drops of ammonium hydroxide, what will happen? The white color will change. To yellow. White color will change to yellow color. Very clear? Now also it will not prove. And then again add when the color of the solution, the color will change from white to yellow, add ammonium hydroxide, and again it will, from yellow it will change pink. Okay, orange. From yellow to orange it will change. If the material, after putting nitric acid heated and this acid thrown out and again added ammonium hydroxide, there is change in color, and color in the beginning becomes yellow and then orange. It proves the presence of protein. So if the color changes to orange, it shows the presence of protein. This way we have finished the topic. Very long chapter it was, digestive system, but dear children, learn it properly. Thank you.